Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. Before getting into my favorite segment, which is to mix it up, where we have all voices are heard, Democrats and Republicans, I want to just check in on the Dow. A little bit of a rough day yesterday with some of those coronavirus fears percolating to the top. But today the market's doing okay, just middling around even, just up, down 30 here, there. It was down a lot more in the futures this morning. And Bitcoin looks fantastic if you have some in your portfolio at 10,100. It's holding the new 10,000 support level, which is good. Holding it down right here is Rob Taub, our great friend and one of my favorite Democrats. He's also the ambassador for the American Diabetes Association, one of the ambassadors for their new program, No Diabetes by Heart. And
.org.
I thought Joe Pignon would be here, but he got a little tied up and doing double duty, not only the leadoff spot, but mixing it up today. Rich Valdes joins us again. Guys, thank you very much.
John, it's good to be here.
Now, I'm looking forward to getting both your points of view on this, because the Roger Stone stuff is just, you know, this is like almost produced by the president to step on the noise of the Democratic primaries. That Roger Stone apparently had some people who were thinking better of it at the Department of Justice than send a 67-year-old first-time criminal to jail for 9 years for a process crime. They intervened, and now all of a sudden everyone is going nuts on the president. Rob, why?
John, I'm not a lawyer or a doctor, but I've played both on television. And what I know is that the prosecutors followed federal sentencing guidelines that they would do for anybody, be they 67, 27, or 47. Roger Stone committed crimes, and Donald Trump, like the bad butcher I grew up with in Staten Island, is putting his thumb on the scale. But instead of on my baloney to jack the price up, he's putting his thumb on the scale of justice.
Well, like Rob.
So hang on, Rich. I want you to watch this, and
Sure,
I want to get your thoughts on what the president had to say when he actually weighed in on it. Let's take a look at what Donald Trump had to say.
I don't want to say that yet, but I tell you what, people were hurt viciously and badly by these corrupt people. And I want to thank, if you look at what happened, I want to thank the Justice Department for seeing this horrible thing. And I didn't speak to them, by the way, just so you understand. They saw the horribleness of a 9-year sentence for doing nothing. You have murderers and drug addicts, they don't get 9 years. 9 years for doing something that nobody even can define what he did.
Doesn't want to say it yet, Rich, on the pardon, but it sure sounds like he's in Roger's corner.
Well, sure, he shouldn't have to say anything about a pardon, because right now it looks like Roger has an opportunity to get out of jail free because of them. They are the ones that made the mistake. Now, I was going to say about what Rob said, while it seems well-intentioned, it's completely wrong. The president weighed in on something after the fact. The DOJ got involved because this is totally out of control. I know people that have been in trouble for lying to the FBI. You get 5 years probation. You look at Papadopoulos, 14 days in jail, and he got out in 10. This is the type of, it's a federal misdemeanor. It's not a felony, number one. And it was lying to Congress, not the FBI. So this is way outside. While it may be within the sentencing guidelines, I spoke with Rudy Giuliani on Tuesday. He said you would be hard-pressed to find a single person in this country that's been given 9 years for lying to the Congress or the FBI. And even General Flynn falls into this category, who was given time served. And then they tried to hit him with over the head later on. So this is clearly a bunch of bad actors, the lawyers that are working with the dirty cops, trying to go after these people for their last layup against the president.
Rob?
I think of one word. Oi. Come on, Rich. Oy vey. Rich, we have a criminal element in the White House. Who is Rudy Giuliani to be talking about sentencing here? This is
I think Rudy Giuliani
is prosecutors.
I'm a lone, poor Democratic voice. You're giving me equal time. I'm down like in a tunnel in a cavern here.
All right, well, say your piece. Let's hear why a 67-year-old man who never committed a crime, who had a 27-man SWAT team come down on his house with frogmen and rifles trained on his wife's head, why does this guy have to go to jail for 9 years?
This is a highly partisan president who is interfering with the wheels of justice. And we're entering to third world
Where did he
despotism.
interfere here?
Well, again, the president only chimed in after the fact.
Of course.
That's right.
Well, I mean, this is based on the facts. He commented and he reserved his commentary until after there was a conviction and until after the attorney general got involved. So his tweet had nothing to do with anything. But again, anything the president does, even if it's after the fact, the Democrats will take it and try to nail him to the cross.
I don't know if you guys notice, I mean, there's a pattern that's evolved over Trump's presidency. He's kind of a hater. Don't you know, everybody else is a crooked and incompetent and terrible and horrible, other than Donald Trump and his small coterie of cronies.
Well, I would just say this, and I love the way you guys are mixing it up, but if I would suggest, I can put myself in for sure, okay? But any of us, regular folk, who got investigated by the Mueller team and by the whole House of Democrats, the whole impeachment inquiry, and they can't come up with not one single thing. I don't know how you could say his whole
I
administration.
by.
believe
Hold on,
Roger
there's the
Stone
Southern District of New
threatened witnesses.
I
No,
think
no, no,
Roger
no, no.
Stone said something about somebody's dog to a guy that's a friend of
Randy Credico's his friend. Randy Credico, who was now the witness who was supposedly threatened, he's come out and said that he doesn't even think Roger Stone should go to jail. So the aggravating circumstance that takes it from 12 months to 30 months to 7 to 9 years is threatening a witness. It's one of his friends. You know how many times I told my brother Derek I'm going to kill him? You know, that doesn't
How
mean I'm
dare
going to
you.
go murder him.
I'd like to kill
I've known
Derek,
him
and I
for
haven't even
50
met him
years.
yet.
I'm just saying that he was joking about his dog, but I mean, to me, to hang on to that is pretty scary. And then on top of it, just to finish this, and you guys are staying for another segment, I want to get into General Kelly and some more stuff.
Yes,
but,
please, let's do that.
You know, it was recently, just today, I saw news that the foreperson of the jury that convicted Roger Stone
Big story.
was a former left-wing, Trump-hating Democratic congressional candidate. And I just wonder, did she lie in voir dire, or were Roger's lawyers on Valium during voir dire? Because, you know, me and Frankie talked about it before. It's like, wouldn't you Google every single person who finally got on and get simple background? Doesn't this make his appeal almost to open and
She's
shut?
made some openly partisan, she was the foreperson, and she made some openly partisan remarks disparaging the president, disparaging Mr. Stone. This thing stinks to high heaven of a perfunctory witch hunt.
Rich, Rob,
Yes.
don't you usually come in and expect that the people on the jury would be objective?
Yeah, I would hope so, but I don't think Donald Trump or any of the people involved with him, and either of you guys, I must say, my dear friends, are objective about this, because everything is a witch hunt. Donald Trump will take Mother Teresa and somehow find a way to condemn her. She's not a good dresser. She's not pretty. I mean, there is nobody that this man likes unless they're in his inner circle. We'll get into it in the next segment, but he's trashing John Kelly, for God's sakes.
And rightfully so.
All right. Well, all right. Well,
He's an icon.
as you may know, for our loyal viewers out there, when my Democrat and Republican friends agree, I ring the bell. You may have noticed no bells were ringing in that segment, and
We both think you look very handsome today, John.
All right, I'll bring to that. But we're going to take a quick break. These guys are going to hang with us. We're going to mix it up some more right after this. More Liquid Lunch.